Hello, 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 and welcome back to Action Taimanin. Here we go, Chinatown Crossfire. I think Bizarro would be a pretty cool character. I forgot who was involved in this. I feel like Lan Xiang was part of it. So, I guess we're playing Lan Xiang. A small port city somewhere in Japan, home to a Chinatown. This Chinatown where Chinese mafia groups run rampant. A criminal organization known as Zhanglong Hui operated beyond even the control of the Chinese Union. Zhanglong Hui is one of the many Chinese mafias, but while it had no particularly powerful or infamous members, its sheer size made it a force to be reckoned with. Numbers alone can be a threat, and this organization concentrated its presence within a single city in Japan. Their activities range from theft and looting to acts of sabotage, targeting not only Japan, but also the Chinese Union itself. Because of this, the city was closely monitored not only by Japan's Taimanins, but also by the Chinese Union. Just as Zhanglong Hui's rampant activities seemed to settle, an identified cargo shipment entered Chinatown. Its contents originated from the Demon Realm, and if Zhanglong Hui, which was expanding its influence within Chinatown, managed to obtain it, there was a possibility that demonic material would be distributed into the human world. Deeming the situation too dangerous to ignore, Gosha dispatched a Taimanin to intervene. Retrieve the cargo, and if necessary, destroy it. That is the mission. Oh, it's Saika. A striking beauty with alluring black hair walked a lively but decadently corrupt street, so much of it so that it hardly felt like it was in Japan. Saika also appears in that story event. I played Saika in that story event last year. Ah, yeah, okay. Yeah, I just found out that Saika's here. Dressed in a leotard with a white base, her metallic sheen accentuating her elegant legs, is Fuma Saika. She is the Taimanin of the Fuma clan, serving as an attendant to its leader, Fuma Kotaro. His mission was irrelevant to Fuma Kotaro, or the task force under his command, and it was assigned by Gosha, the central command of the Taimanins. The informant should be here by now. Saika looked around for the informant, but no one seemed to fit the bill. When she checked the time, there were still a few minutes left before the appointed meeting. I guess they're very punctual. She leaned on a pillar near her, and as if she was waiting casually for a few minutes, "You're early." "Yeah, should I have been here right on time?" "It doesn't matter, it's better than being late. Do you want me to introduce myself?" "Let's cut to the chase, it's an urgent matter." As Saika conveyed her words concisely, the woman who had appeared responded with a slight but gentle smile. It seemed she also appreciated Saika's prioritization of business. Gosha's Taimanins are still all about work, I see. I'm a freelance Taimanin based in Chinatown. You're a Taimanin? On the surface, yeah. I know not all the ninjas of Taimanin lineage are associated with Gosha, but to live outside Gosha must mean there's a complicated reason behind it. Most of the Taimanins based outside of Gosha all had complicated reasons. For example, they might not want to leave their hometown. They're guarding something sealed in the region, or perhaps they hold resentment or hatred toward Gosha. But Saika didn't think hatred was a reason the informant lived outside of Gosha, considering that she provides intel to Gosha. There's no need to ask her the reason. All I need to know is information. Saika quickly dismissed the thoughts and shook her head as if trying to forget the curiosity it had briefly sparked in her mind. "So you got the intel about the cargo?" As predicted, the cargo from the Demon Realm was secured by Zhanglong Hui. Let's see. Zhanglong Hui. Oh, they have a page on the Taimanin wiki. Translates. What does it translate to? Fierce Dragon Society. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know what's inside, but I'm sure it's not something the Mafia should be handling. You're right then, either we take it or destroy it. In addition to the location where the cargo had been moved, Saika checked the available information on the members of Zhonglonghui, and then she then suddenly turned her gaze towards the informant. Alright then, what should I call you? This time I contacted you because of the stuff from the Demon Realm, and I won't have anything to do with Gosha moving forward. Let's just go with Fuyuko for now. An alias. Well, I guess it's natural to hide identity to act outside of Gosha. No need to tell me yours. We'll never see each other again after today. Alright, Fuyuko, will it be okay if your job entails toast taking me to their base? If you pay me extra, right this way. Fuyuko deliberately curled her fingers in the shape of a coin, and then led Saika into the back alley of Chinatown. Even though she practically rules over this Chinatown, it seemed that she wasn't watching over every single person living there or keeping an eye on every alleyway. In the back alley where Fuyuko took Saika, there weren't any members of Zhonglonghui, which allowed them to safely arrive at the warehouse where the cargo was stored. It would be reckless to fight them head-on since we were outnumbered, and they are well equipped. It's best to avoid combat as much as possible and prioritize recovering the cargo from the Demon Realm. That was the plan since the beginning. Well, you wouldn't plan to fight them head-on since there's no one but you to retrieve it. Saika and Fuyuko avoided the Zhonglonghui patrols, as well as the surveillance cameras, and safely proceeded to the back alley. But that night, luck wasn't on their side. I need to take a leak. You moron, how many times did I tell you to take care of it before the patrol, huh? It's because this conversation had just taken place a few minutes ago that the patrol timing had been off. The result? Oh no. Who's there? As Fuyuko scratched her head with an expression that said, damn it, a member of Zhonglonghui was drawing their gun. He tried to shoot as soon as he confirmed she was a stranger at first glance, but Fuyuko raised both hands before it could happen. I'm sorry, I came to this town for travel and I'm lost. She's right, we booked a room at the Conrad Hotel. Do you mind if we ask you how to get there? As Fuyuko quickly lies, Saika immediately acts along. Smooth and appropriate, yet actually existing. When the name of the hotel is mentioned, the members contact each other via their mobile devices. As soon as Saika and Fuyuko realize he's trying to verify it, their gazes sharpened. The hotel doesn't have any new guests today. Intruder alert. Quack! As soon as the member realized they were lying, Saika kicked the other member who was watching them. I didn't know they could check the guest list. They must be big enough to pull a lot of strings here. Sorry, the patrol time may have changed. Saika nodded at Fuyuko's apology, then immediately tried to suppress the remaining member. Surely she was way more powerful than him, but... Intruder! The last man fired his pistol in the air before Saika could kick him, alarming his colleagues with the sound of a gunshot. The man was knocked unconscious without a moment's delay, but the gunshot had already echoed throughout the area. He's very thorough for a wicked member. I don't know why, but they are extremely thorough about situations like this. Besides, within a few dozen seconds, drones and cyborg soldiers and a hint with exoskeletons swarmed in. That was fast. Battling was not on my plan, but the situation leaves us no choice but to go through this at once. Can you fight? Surprisingly, my specialty leaned more towards hand-to-hand combat than espionage. Okay, well I'll switch to Psych after this fight. How do you use be like water, hold down space, okay. Psycha. Wait, Psycha should be up here. I actually put resources into Psycha. I'm blind. Oh, there she is. Alright, let's do this. More and more of them are coming at us. Typical. If you see a cockroach, 30 more would follow. I think they're more than that. Anyways, I keep hearing the name Shanglong Hui over the comms. They must be hired by Shanglong Hui. Hang on. Oh my god. I need a drink. Ugh, oh, okay. Woo! As Saika had said, a large number of drones and cyborgs appeared from behind the mercenaries, far exceeding the amount of weaponry a mere mafia organization could handle. Currently, not even the Chinese Union can control Shanglong Hui because it is an organization deeply rooted in the local society, a so-called grassroots organization. Under normal circumstances, a small-town criminal organization, their funds shouldn't have been that significant. However, the mercenaries before them were equipped with professional weapons and operated under a structured chain of command, while a continuous stream of heavy weaponry was being deployed behind them. It's like they're professional mercenaries who received military-grade training, or at least close to it. They're not what a small countryside mafia could hire. They instantly annihilate their enemies with overwhelming firepower, especially when facing enemies like Taimanin, who specialize in individual combat prowess. Saika felt a sense of unease at the way their forces were being deployed, as if they fully understood this principle. I have a feeling additional reinforcements will be deployed. Even if we retreat from here, it will raise our alert level, making it even harder to continue the mission. I think it's okay to retreat. It's unusual that a local mafia is gathering such mercenaries and forces. Also, it may imply that the demon realm cargo could be extremely hazardous. We cannot fall back. Alright, as an apology for getting caught by the enemies while guiding you, I'll clear a path for you to the warehouse. Fuyuko braced herself and charged in a straight line towards the warehouse, which is heavily guarded. Saika reacted immediately and cleared through the enemy defenses with Fuyuko. Alright, time to kick stuff. How many overs? Okay, it's double dodge. That one's cool. They're still after us, but as soon as they got through the enemies, their numbers decreased momentarily. Probably because some of them left to defend the warehouse, but this was a chance for Saika. We can shake them off if we go this way. No, this ends here. Wait. Saika looked over her shoulder and stared at the cyborg ninjas with her left eye. Fuma Clan's evil eye. Saika's evil eye takes away the vision of anyone who looks at her, even assuming control of their body. Saika quickly suppresses and disarms the cyborg ninjas who were confused by some of their colleagues, who suddenly began to swing their weapons and fire at them. Not knowing what had happened, Fuyuko let out a bewildered voice. What the hell? I made them hallucinate with my evil eye and took control of their body. Stunning them was easy since they were shaken at the sudden betrayal of their allies. Luckily, she could isolate them from other enemies thanks to their incompetence. Let's hurry, we need to retrieve the demon realm cargo. Yeah, this is the evil eye everyone talks about. I heard it's a Fuma Clan trait. Kneeling before Gosha, I guess the Fuma Clan is not what they used to be. Taking control of the body of those who make eye contact. I've known what it is, but what an nasty skill, it's the evil eye. Fuma Clan is a prestigious family that even Fuyuko knows about. I heard rumors that they opposed the government's plan until the end, but I never thought they would be incorporated in Gosha so soon. Fuyuko? Oh, sorry, I'll guide you now. Surprised by Saika's voice, Fuyuko tried to focus on her work for now. A few moments passed and there was static coming from the comms of the mercenaries they bound in a hard-to-find alley. This miniature comms device that Saika and the others didn't manage to see. Have you located the target? What came from the device was the sound of a drastically altered voice. On top of that, there was a lot of static noise, seemingly due to the wear from the battle. Have they been killed? Looks like they will come here then. So double tap, hold attack during a combo, and hold down while in neutral. Is this the target warehouse? The security? More than I expected. I think they brought out the mercenaries that are off duty as well. When Saika and Fuyuko shook off the mercenaries and arrived at the warehouse owned by Xianglong Hui, they frowned at the number of mercenaries that were there. The warehouse itself was an ordinary logistics facility that could be found anywhere in the harbor district, seemingly without any special anti-theft system. There's simply just too many of them. Where do they get the money to hire so many mercenaries and supplies? There could be a large supporter or someone with special ties in the arms trade deal. I didn't research that far. They chat as they look around the warehouse. It seems the mercenaries they shook off had contacted the others through their comms, as they didn't seem to leave their spots. They were even guarding very well, seemingly with lots of experience. It's gonna be hard to get past this many guards. But this many guards means that what they are searching for is surely here. Saika was sure the demon rum cargo was here and switch her attention to the next stage. I think it's best to go head on and reduce the time spent in battle and leave when we retrieve what we came for. That would be the low risk option, but would you okay? That many is hard even for a Taimanin. There's no choice. If the Xianglong Hui has that many mercenaries guarding the premises, then this demon rum cargo really might be something dangerous. It's much safer to burst in swiftly and take care of them. Saika thought to herself and then flexed her android leg she had come to heavily rely on. I didn't expect to face mercenaries with such a well-organized chain of command. I thought they would be a bunch of brainless mafia. It's okay, that many men with that skill level. Been through it before. This was just to comfort Saika and Fuyuko, but it was the truth. When on active duty as Taimanin, they have faced more dangerous and inescapable situations than before. Having survived that is my weapon as well. Let's go, cover me. Okay, I honestly didn't expect the Xianglong Hui to go to such lengths to do this. Alright, let's kick stuff. Easy mode is so weak to my characters. I kind of wish you could just skip straight to hard mode, especially if it's like a rerun. Mercenaries were shaken that Saika had attacked alone. Along with the commander class mercenary, there were a few dozen at the front line. Among them were drones or soldiers enhanced with cyborg technology. Meanwhile, going in alone is basically suicide. Regardless, Saika decides to do just that. But Saika was sure that she was going to win. Naive thoughts that I'd be okay will rise with this many people and weaponry. It's how the human brain works. With this many soldiers, the enemy would not attack. They would run. Even if a fight breaks out, she'd be okay. Even a veteran soldier thinks about this at the back of their head. As she attacks head-on while they were in that state, the soldiers reacted to her actions that were out of the ordinary. In that time, Fuyuko, who remained hidden, launched a surprise attack. Saika and the others fought as little as possible to open the defenses, and she's here. She moves like a Taimanin. You? They've allowed the warehouse to be infiltrated. I guess I need to step in. Mutter. Oh, crap. Hang on, can I pull up the VOD for this? What? Why is my phone dot? Okay, hang on. Let me go back in the VOD real quick so I can get what I missed. It muttered with its mechanical voice and made its way into the warehouse, ignoring the mercenaries who were kicked by Saika and sliced by Fuyuko. Okay. Sorry, that was the text box that I missed. There's not many men inside because they all seem to have been positioned outside. Maybe they don't want to be close to the demon rum cargo, or Sorry, I got tagged with something really cursed in a Discord, and I'm not gonna talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I really don't. Saika and the others chat and go further into the warehouse as they literally kick the guards. Alright, where could this thing be? Fuyuko swings 2 blades attached to a chain to keep her distance between enemies as she slays them. The fact that it was inside a small warehouse played to her advantage. Firing from long range in the warehouse full of containers was impossible, so they had to come into close contact with to attack, but the blades she swung were able to reach her enemies while she hid behind the crates. You there. Wary of Fuyuko's attacks, they hide behind containers, but she hooks a chain on a corner of one of the containers to change the blade's trajectory. Arg! Cries came from behind the container with blood on the blade. Feeling the blade splitting the flesh, Fuyuko continues to slice through more mercenaries. Bathing in the spraying blood, Fuyuko's fighting style was much more noticeable than Saika's, naturally drawing more soldiers to her. She spins the blade to deflect oncoming bullets, but some of them skim her shoulder or stomach. Don't try anything stupid. If you fight like that, they'll all come for you. Knock it off, this is how I fight. Still, attracting all the attention, you're harming yourself. Saika is worried and decides to quicken her pace. Looking at her personality, she's not the type to listen. Saika knows a few Taimanin just like her and decides to quickly take care of the battle rather than settle it by talking. Huh! Saika quickly makes her way into the warehouse, jumping around using parts of the building as jumping platform to move here and there. Running faster than guns could aim at her, she kicks an enemy and he flies into a wall and gets knocked out. That's all of them. I've blocked the exit too. While Saika took care of the last enemy, Fuyuko blocked the entrance with a container. As there's only the 2 of them left in the warehouse, they briefly regained their breath. As expected, breaking through that many enemies with just the 2 of us and securing the warehouse safety is quite exhausting, but still. As Saika looked around the warehouse, she noticed that compared to the heavily guarded exterior, the inside had surprisingly few enemies. Moreover, the cargo they were after was placed in a conspicuous location. Is this the demonic realm cargo mentioned in the mission briefing? Yeah, judging by the shape of the crate and its markings, this should be it. What lay before them was a large wooden crate, big enough to fit an entire tuna inside. How big can tuna get? How big can tuna get? Tuna can grow to enormous sizes, with the largest species, the Atlantic bluefin, reaching up to 13 feet in length, weighing over 2,000 pounds. What the heck? How about a Pacific tuna? Pacific tuna can grow to massive sizes depending on the species. The largest Pacific bluefin tuna can reach up to 10 feet in length and weigh over 990 pounds, making them roughly the size of a small car. So that's how big they can get, but damn. Jeez, tuna huge. Okay, alright, okay. Oh, thank you for the raid, Phoenix. What lay before them was, oh yeah, I read that. It wasn't even sealed properly. If it was in the way of the battle that just ended, it would have been kicked and shattered. It looked that fragile. The contents. Retrieve or destroy. Checking its contents come first. After some quick first aid, Fuyuko quickly opened the lid and was lost for words for what she saw inside. Stacks of blood packets were stacked inside, packets of purple liquid, demon blood to be exact. And in a significant quantity too, harvested and preserved from dozens, perhaps even more demonic beings. What exactly was Zhonglong Hui planning to do with something like this? No doubt the Zhonglong Hui, who have the knowledge to handle demonic blood, is a mastermind demon, or perhaps an organization with the expertise and technology to deal with it. As Saika was lost in thought, an explosion tore throughout the container, blocking the warehouse entrance. The mercenaries waiting outside stormed in, opening fire without warning, forcing Saika and Fuyuko to take cover behind the nearest container before they could even mount a counterattack. Well, of course, there was no way they'd just wait patiently outside. Figures, so now what? As Fuyuko asked, Saika cast a quick glance at the wooden crate containing the demonic blood. Whether we retrieve or destroy it, we should begin with silencing the area. Okay. Well, of course they won't leave without retrieving the demon blood. After confirming Saika's intentions, the two of them split up to confuse the infiltrators. I think that's considered a melee attack, even though it's got decent range. Hell yeah. That's the last of them. With a powerful leap off the warehouse cargo, Saika soared high into the air. She drove her android leg down with crushing force, slamming it straight into a cyborg ninja skull. The enhanced head caved in with a burst of sparks. Yikes. Kicking away the remains, Saika took a moment to catch her breath. Alright then. After taking down every last enemy, Saika turned her attention back to the demonic blood. This one's intact. Did those idiots even know what was in these crates? Starting a firefight next to unarmored wooden boxes. What were they thinking? Demonic blood is a key ingredient in special enhancement serum. The incident on Kochara Island, the one where the terrorist Momochi Toyo, even if it was an imposter, injected himself and transformed into an abomination, was also caused by this very substance. Did they plan to sell the serum, or maybe use it on their own members to secure funding and strengthen Zhang Hui's forces? We'll never know without investigating further, but there is a possibility. Either way, we have no use for it. Let's destroy it. Fast. Right. Fuyuko takes out a packet of demon blood and looks at it. The unsettling purplish-red blood pulsed faintly, shifting in response to the movement of her fingertips. First time seeing demon blood in this form? Saika casually addressed Fuyuko, noticing her expression. The mission was nearly over. The tension had just started to ease. Fuyuko! A single gunshot rang out and Fuyuko's body crumpled to the ground, pulled down by gravity. I didn't sense anything. Who? Saika whipped around toward the source of the gunshot. There, silhouetted against the floodlights from outside the warehouse, stood a lone figure. Fully mechanized body. Faust. A freelance mercenary, 90% of her body was replaced with cybernetic enhancements. Wouldn't that mean basically just her brain? At times, she had even been hired by Taimanin task force for missions, but she held no real allegiance. As long as there was a contract, she would just as easily work for criminal organizations. Faust! Don't worry, it was a clean hit on her heart. I kill with mercy. These magazines are so goofy. Saika bit her lip as a weird pitched voice came out from the mechanized throat. I can't see Fuyuko's wound from here. She looked at Fuyuko, but she was on the ground and limp. Saika couldn't even see her chest rising. Faust, do you understand what's happening here? Even if you tell me, I want to avoid fighting you because I was also once part of your Taimanin task force. But I'm doing my job right now. It's not professional to let your personal feelings take over. As Faust signaled, the other mercenaries outside breached in. You're asking for it. What can I say? It's my job. As soon as the conversation ended, Saika burst out of the container she hid behind, and Faust fired a bullet toward her so fast that she looked like a shadow on optical sensors. I don't think they made Faust a boss, though. I don't recall that, unless they change it. I doubt they would change it for a rerun. I don't think they've changed any rerun fights. I was actually disappointed. Whereas there's the event where White is the enemy, but she's just copying Hebiko, so you don't actually fight. Yeah, it's just a cyborg. You don't actually fight White, you just fight Hebiko. As expected, she's strong. Indeed, skills worthy of fame. Saika first knocked out the other mercenaries except for Faust, with their speed and the attacks unleashed through the acceleration of her android legs. She didn't kill them because she needed them alive to tell her more about the demonic blood. It was brief, but I had to put in some effort in training them, yet you effortlessly take them down. Oh, for something you claim to have trained them with such care, it seems you treat them with something as easily disposable. If they're against someone as skilled as you are, it's not the time to play around. It also breaks my heart too, you know? Yeah, right. As they converse, the battle fought with their guns and legs was intensifying like a brewing storm. Once the flashes lit up the dark warehouse, followed by a deafening roar of bullets firing. One direct hit would be fatal, even for Taimanin. One hit would be a ticket to heaven, but Saika deflected the bullet by kicking the side of the high-speed bullet or Faust's gun barrel itself. That helmet is annoying. I didn't equip it to counter the evil eye, but who knew it would help me out like this? Saika knew her android legs attacks weren't enough. However, her other weapon, her evil eye, was blocked by Faust's full-face helmet. It wouldn't activate as she couldn't look her in the eye. As they exchanged attacks with neither of them landing a decisive blow on each other, a sudden sound of wind slicing through the air was heard from above. They both thought it was an attack and leapt backward to evade it. A sharp shockwave, enough to slice the concrete floor, explodes right in between them. There were no signs of sharp blades and only an unnatural sound around the rupture. Who's there? Who was it? The Taimanin and the mercenary fighting amid the night. How unsettling. What has the word come to? As she spoke and revealed herself, a woman with lustrous black hair pinned up with a hairpin appeared. It was Lan Xiang, an investigator from the Chinese Union Intelligence Bureau. She was also a Taimanin and once partnered with Su Jinlei, the second in command in the task force, when she was part of the Chinese Union. Excuse me, I haven't introduced myself yet. I'm Lan Xiang, an investigator of the Chinese Union. We have been watching Zhang Langhui too. The cargo that came from the demon realm, the super serum made from the demon blood, we've confirmed they've been trying to sell it. My superiors decided that they crossed the line and was going to wipe them out tonight. Lan, seemingly having nothing to hide, was openly revealing everything about tonight's mission. Maybe she thought being honest would earn Fuma Saika's trust. It would have been nice if you had supported me. That's a separate matter. What was that saying? Leave it to the professionals? Thanks to you and Miss Fuyuko rampaging about the Zhang Hui distracted, I went ahead and crushed the base of operations where their executives were gathered. I should thank you too, Miss Faust. You concentrated their main forces here. Still, I made sure to leave the strongest Zhang Hui members behind for security. The attack that blocked Saika's and Faust's battle, and the fact that they didn't notice her approaching from them this close, even while fighting a formidable opponent. This woman's formidable. Then I'll have to fight Saika and you. Please, we don't have any reasons to fight anymore, do we? The main base of Zhang Hui is gone, along with the cargo that you two were fighting over. Saika and Faust looked at the wooden crate containing the demon blood. The attack earlier destroyed the crate, puncturing the packs of blood that were inside, coloring the ground. Skillful. Without it, I wouldn't have made it this far in the bureau. Lan threw a mobile device to Faust, and she looked at it slowly as if she was tired. On the device was the Zhang Hui executive who hired her, declaring, "We're terminating the contract with Faust." This is? If you won't stop fighting even after I destroyed the base and the blood, I want to propose that. Sly. If I wasn't. You just said a fight between a Taimanin and a mercenary was unsettling. But a skillful intelligence bureau agent like you operating in Japan is more unsettling. As both of them pointed out at the same time, Lan scratched her cheek as if troubled. Faust lowered her combat stance as if she had no choice. Alright now, the demon blood, I'm going to destroy the rest of it here and now. I can't let the Chinese Union retrieve it. There was always a slim chance that the Chinese Union takes this and ends up having it stolen, right? As a low-rank agent, I'll just say that's impossible. Lan shrugged her shoulders, but she didn't say more. Low rank, huh? You sure know how to talk for an investigator of the Intelligence Bureau. The bigger the organization, the riskier it is. The same goes for Taimanin in Japan and the Chinese Union's Intelligence Bureau. Although I agree with you, Miss Saika. To be honest, demon blood is no good news. Lan then uses her sand art. It allows her to control the sand around her to attack, defend, and support a battle, an almighty ninja art. It was the sand that stopped our fight. Yes, and? She controlled the sand to get the gasoline canister in a corner of the warehouse, then crushed the can, letting its contents seep into the sand. After the sand absorbed the liquid, she covered the remnants of the wooden crate with it. When the sand turned black because it absorbed gasoline and demon blood, she lit it on fire, instantly burning it inside the warehouse. That's the end of it. Lan spoke in a stiff manner, giving the impression that this too was also just part of her mission. That was fast. This was my mission, or maybe you wanted to light it up yourself? It doesn't matter, then can I trust you with cleaning up the mess too? Yes, tonight it would just be a case of warehouse fire. There's also another person who supported me. Leave her to us. The Bureau will take care of that too. Seka sighed at Lan's words, and thinking she no longer had anything left to do, she left the place. Typo! Never knew my contract would be terminated after only receiving the advance. This mission's a bust. Hey, she got paid. I need to look for another one. Faust decided to leave, thinking that remaining here wasn't going to pay her bills. As the two who had fought like the storm left, only the black smoke from the burning gasoline remained in the warehouse. Or it should have been. You can wake up now, Sansirian. Fuyuko, who was supposedly sniped through her heart by Faust, slowly stood up. Don't call me by my codename during the infiltration mission. It's still Fuyuko. That's just a fake name. Besides, no one is here now. Walls have ears too. Don't lower your guard. Well, it's still a good name. Natsu is in summer and Fuyu is in winter. You have talent in wordplay. Anyways, I failed. I could have retrieved more if I wasn't shot in the heart. Basara pulled out a few demon blood packs from inside her pocket. From her inside pocket, sorry. The Chinese Union was looking for the blood from the start. They leaked Wait a minute. Where are her pockets? What kind of pockets are facilitated by this outfit? Does she have them in her dress? They leaked information to the Taimanins that Shang Long Hui had retrieved the cargo from the demon realm and made them attack each other. The informant who introduced Fuyuko, aka Natsu Basara, was also someone related to the Chinese Union. And Basara's goal from the start was to seize an opportunity and retrieve the demon blood. It was unexpected that they had hired Faust, and that she had trained the other mercenaries for fun. I'm so glad you're okay. I can't seem to figure out how much of what you're telling me is the truth. Lan knew the truth about Basara's ninja arts. That's why she knew Lan was saying something that wasn't from her heart. Natsu Basara was the bug art user, and she grew insects inside her body, which even replaced her internal organs. Ugh. Wounds, of course, were healed, and she could grow arms or other organs. To put it in extreme terms, as long as her body isn't damaged beyond the point of regeneration, the bugs aren't harmed, she can regrow a lost heart. Is it okay to burn the rest, even if it was to send the Taimanin back? As a worst case scenario, I was going to destroy the whole thing. Oh crap. I was going to destroy the whole thing rather than to fight a Taimanin. It's actually beneficial for us to retrieve even a small bit of it. Besides, we manipulated them to our advantage. Wouldn't it be right to pay an appropriate price in return? Lan took the blood pack from Basara's hand. We need quality more than quantity. This should be enough for research. Quality. Without asking any more questions, Basara leaves the warehouse following Lan. And the only thing left was the flames, burning with gasoline and the blood of the demon as fuel. It consumed all evidence into ashes, sending thick smoke into the air like malice that had drawn the whole world into its grasp. I was right that Lan Xiang appeared, but she's just an NPC. Alright. Alright, hang on. I need more water. Oh man, whew, okay. We living. I feel like that throw was a little bit shorter. Almost 3 mil damage. 2.5 mil there. I didn't see the damage number. You know, now that I think about it, did Taimanin announce anything new? Let me see. Check real quick. High-tech gunslinger package, immortal vacation package, and killer doll package will return at a discounted price. Okay. So, no new events, unfortunately. But, that means I just have more time to catch up, I guess. Do I want to buy the new package for Asuma? Like, the outfit looks really nice, and I do want the outfit, but... I think I can get the supporter too. I think I have the desires for it. I think I should... You know what? I think I will. I think I have plenty of desires, and I have, like, some hard desires in my inventory. Actually, let me check real quick. Let's see. Friendship. Let's. Oh yeah, I have plenty. Yeah, 100 desires. Okay. Incognito Kamimura Asuma. Wait, so she just straight up steals her from the... That's funny. Okay, so let's see. I think my Asuma is using a blue build. I'm pretty sure she is. She's using blue build. Okay. That's a pretty cool outfit. I do like it. How much is the package? It's probably like 30 bucks. don't want to spend that much for an outfit. I kind of do. I really like this outfit. It looks really nice. Well, let's finish the event first, and then we'll think about it during the. We'll finish the event. We'll keep playing Saika until it's time to farm. Until it's time to like farm multiple, and then runs. What's my Steam wallet looking like? Oh, I have enough for my Steam wallet. I have more than enough. Quick Stomp is such a cool attack. I love it. So I'll get to the end of this event, and then I'll try to do the challenge game, the bonus rounds, all 3 of them. And then I think that'd be a good time to do the Natsupasara Bond event, and then actually no, I'll farm a little bit, just so I can get the supporter Ozma. And then if I get the outfit, I'll get it off stream. Wait, actually there's something I really want to check. Collections, costume. Nagi has it. There you go. It's under ultimate. Okay. So reset all. Yeah, it's under ultimate. Okay. Okay, so you can change your hairstyle back to a normal hairstyle, which is cool. Takes out the mask and the hat. Blue and beige is not a bad color. Red and purple. Oh, that one's nice. I think the black and white is the best, though. Can't really go wrong with black and white. It's very classic, setup, color setup. Boss fight. I just heat kick and then that should instantly win me. Yep. Hell yeah. What the heck? Okay, I'm still under 30 hits, which is good. That's the important thing. Okay, alright. Should I do the bonus missions with Psycho or should I do it with Ozma? Because I do want to get like practice Ozma with that new build. Alright, let's go Kamen Rider on this guy. Hell yeah. Don't even interact with the boss, just an ultimate instantly kill. Enemy HP and defense. I don't even have Magatamas on Saika. Interesting. Okay. I need to build up like a set of Magatama for every character, but that's such a gold sink. Holy moly. Okay. Alright, so let's try out this build with Ozma. I need 12 crystals and 4 ores? Yeah, 4 ore lunars. Can I get those? I doubt I can. I should upgrade this. That's not bad. Superb. I'm running low on ore. I need to farm the daily too. That's gonna be a pain in the butt. I've been farming gold so much, so I have like a surplus, but I mean I guess I need to do ores. Can I enchant it? I can. Okay. Let's level up my Ozma weapon. Get a drink. Huh. My luck isn't bad. It's gonna start failing now, though. Called it. Fail. Fail. Ah. I was so confident that failed too. That story. Oh wait. Yeah, let's do this.
Vampire Hunter Kamimura Azuma Kenzan.
It's like they built this weapon for my build. The blue build with Thunder God Twolfei. Nice. Wow, these guys really are tough. Boss fight? Yeah, it's just one of these guys. Not a big deal. Man, the particle effects on this thing are like crazy. Oh, that's a nice design though. I do like this design.
Vampire Hunter Kamimura Azuma Kenzan.
Oh, okay. Asuma's really fun to play. I'm glad they added her, even though she's kind of out of left field compared to like other characters they could have added in. I think at the time, Asuma's kind of a left field character. Nice. Ow. I wonder if I can get away with using ult twice. Probably not. Oh no, I'm electrified. There's like constant random flinches. Ow. Like that. This build is so aggressive. I don't think I have healing. Well, I mean I do. I have Naruto. I have this weapon, whatever it's called. I forgot what it's called already. Jeez. Easy peasy. Alright, 5 gotcha coins. Not that I really need them right now. Okay, so let's go for getting the supporter Ozma up to max, and then let's do a time of 5 VR. We only need to do that just for the daily coins, and then we'll do the Basara bond event, and then we'll do Ozma bond event, and we can call this game there. A single fire god, thunder god, Tuofe. Yeah. These combo finishers are so good. Like, this combo finisher skill is so good for Ozma just because, like, she can spam it so hard. Still got a few more to go. It's fine. Thunder God Tuofe, Fire God Panlang, Heavenly Demon Slayer Yinglong. She sounds like her skills would be like a summoner kind of thing. Oh, you know, that'd be an interesting character to make, like a summoner character. I mean, I guess they have Sakura, but like, I mean, like intentionally summoning, as opposed to like Sakura is just kind of incidental. Whew, okay. Hey, level up. Gotcha. Nice. A few more to go. I think 3 more of these, and I'm done. I max her out with Affinity or Intimacy. Nice. Just blow through them. Oh, it's one more. Okay, alright. I need to check my my like factories and stuff too. Or my facilities. See what resources I got. Ow. Hell yeah. Immediately kill him. Oh, one more. Okay. And I think you need a total of 18,100 tickets to get all the gacha stuff, like all the event rewards. So I'm not gonna be farming 18k tickets. That's gonna take ages. There's plenty of time before the event goes away, so it's no big deal. Nice. Alright, nice. And Tomic. Let's see, how many tickets do I have? 5k? Okay, so I need a lot more, 13 more k. Okay. Alright, okay. I don't really need these. But I can farm this, so that's what I'll do. I know it's not the daily mission, but... Oh, what the heck? This is Rin. Oh, that's fine. Nice. Whoa. Spin on Lapis. Ow. No secret boss. Let's see, facilities. What's this week's time of 5VR? It's Ingrid. Okay. Wow, that did so much damage. Holy moly. Can I get the minute? Yes, nice. Why is Rinko like frozen there? What the heck? That's so weird. Ayo, auto finish unlocked. Crystal Mirage, lucky me. How much more? 4,500. So one more should do it. Yep. Let's see, so 12 more. Yeah, let's just use up all my AP and then go for the bond events. Okay, yes, that's enough. Okay. Okay, alright. Let's go for, wait, hang on. 9. Do I have any crystal shards? I do.
君か。おはよ
Okay.
う。どこに行くんだ？少し休
Okay, so let's see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the special activity, crafting facility. Finish now. I believe I need 12
道具管理
total.
が大変なら手伝おうか。
And then let's see. I needed crystal lunar or shard lunar, which I think I need more of.
少し休むか。
Or lunar, rather.
どこに行くんだ？君どこに行くんだ？
Wait,
君
can
か
I?
道具
Do I
管理が
have?
大変なら手伝おうか。
I think I might have some.
君か出発前にみんなに顔を見せてやれ。
Hell yeah.
ああ、この気力があふれる感覚久しぶりだ。大暴れしてやんよ。
Alright, okay, alright. Let's see. Supporters. So let's see. Atomic Natsu Basara should be down here near the bottom. Right here. Let's start with Basara. Taimanin, a high-ranked ninja who used to serve the Kakawa clan. As her clan was attacked and destroyed by nomads, she joined the Chinese Union, working as a subordinate for the Chinese Union investigator Lan Xiang. She still works hard to resurrect the Kakawa clan. She looks young, but she doesn't age because of the side effects of her ninja art, so she is much older than she looks. She uses bug art atomic body, nurturing countless bugs within her body. These insects replace parts of her internal organs, allowing her to regenerate even from severe injuries where her body is torn apart by sacrificing the bugs to restore herself. However, because the bugs perish during the regeneration process, she must recultivate them afterwards, which is a major drawback. Japan, Kansai Province, Amidahara, an artificial city on Osaka Bay. It's Kansai's biggest crime city, where the order has fallen because of conflict between the UFS and the Chinese Union in the past. All sorts of people gather there, and various organizations run rampant. Japanese, Chinese, UFS, and even demons. Thanks to that, valuable intel regarding each faction can be heard in Amidahara, and many more keep coming for that information. The safe house here in one part of Amidahara was a secret place where Chinese Union agents would stay when collecting info or carry out missions. It looked very normal and had a simple interior with minimum daily necessities. It looks like a warehouse. In this room filled with a tense atmosphere, located in a dangerous area, lived a careless woman all by herself. There were no bodyguards and she didn't seem to be wary of her surroundings. She just stared blankly at the ceiling, guard down, and munching on chocolate chips that she bought in a manner that could only be described as either untidy or completely careless. She looked frustrated, but that was because she hated chocolate. I have to... So she says punish Batsuge, which means punishment game. What kind of joke is this? Is kind of not a great translation. I think the rest of it's fine though. Yeah, I don't know enough Japanese for this one, unfortunately. It reminded her of a little girl who liked chocolate, and she shook her head out of it. She thought of that every time she had to supply nutrients to her body, and the woman, Natsu Basara, threw the empty chocolate chip bag into the bin. She doesn't even like them, and it kept bringing back bad memories. The reason she kept eating it was because of the insects she nurtures in her body. Her insect art atomic body is a ninja art that grows insects in one's body and allows her to heal instantly, even if it was fatal. It also grants her superhuman strength and a face that made her look like she was in her early 20s. No one knew her real age. Even though she was fed up with them, Basara kept feeding them chocolate chips whenever she was off duty. It was the most efficient food to keep them nourished. After she ate, or more like she supplied nutrients, she checks her next schedule. She had none. That's why she was off duty, but she didn't want to take a break. As she was thinking like a workaholic, her wireless comms rang.
Hi. バサラ、元気にしてた？その声、ラン？正解よ。相変わらず声が暗いわね。電波が悪いのかしら？悪かったわね。地声よ。
A very bright and understanding voice came from the other side of the comms. To Basara, that sweet calming voice is more like radio static. Basara frowned, and Lan seemed to have noticed it, but she kept on talking with a sweet voice. Considering her personality, Lan knew that being considerate would only make things worse. That's why she tried to end this conversation like normal and as fast as she could.
今回の任務は日本勢力圏内、今いる阿弥陀原の内部で情報を収集することよ。それだけ？ただ、中華連合が動いていると気づかれたくないから、どこか別勢力の真似をしてね。あ、変装も。
I need to get better at Japanese.
後半の方がめんどくさい。後半の方がめんどくさい。
She says Mendokasai, so...
後半の方がめんどくさい。後半の方がめんどくさい。
Give me a moment. I'm trying to identify that first word. I feel like that first word's correct. Am I hearing this correctly? Hang on, let's see if I can try this. I don't know what she's saying at first, but she's saying it's a pain in the ass or it's troublesome. So disguising is a lot of work. It's not the best translation. I wouldn't translate it this way.
バサラって昔の服があったでしょ？それを着ればフリーのタイマニンに偽装できると思うわ。もっとめんどくさくなったんだけど。
Given the context, that one was fine. Oh, sorry. Basara even lowered her voice at Lan's offer. Lan smiled bitterly at her attitude, but it wasn't like Basara had any other choice.
乗り気じゃないのは分かってるけど、それが一番効率的な方法だから提案したの。他に何かいい案はあるかしら？ないわよ。それに嫌なだけで無理ってわけでもないし。まあただ死ぬほど嫌ではあるけれど。
But it was for the mission. She couldn't help it if it was for the mission. She had to endure it.
それに死ぬほど嫌ってだけで実際に死ぬわけじゃないし。それでどんな情報を集めたらいいの？それは。
The call from Lan ended within minutes, and Basara didn't move after the red lamp indicating the end of the call blinked. I really like this eyeshadow color. It's very nice. Pale blue is underrated. She stood still for a few moments, hesitating, wavering, and clutching her head, letting out a deep and heavy sigh. And then she pulled an old trunk out of the closet. When she opened it, a Taimanin suit came out. Basara wore the suit in a familiar motion and headed toward the bathroom. There on the reflection was the tired, depressed face of a woman. The one thing she didn't like the most was... a snug fit that clings to the skin, removing the line between clothing and skin, offering a sense of absolute comfort. Feels like she's wearing nothing at all. It was light, sturdy, and had a good air permeability. That's why she hated herself for feeling comfortable in it. Okay, that translation was fine. Natsu Basara was a high-ranking ninja who had served the Kokawa clan in the past. She used her insects to enhance her physical abilities and regeneration power, and went on missions from escorts to battles. Her skills were evaluated very highly by the Kokawa clan. But when the Kokawa clan was annihilated by Edwin Black, Basara too suffered injuries that were nearly fatal. She was about to be killed in an intense battle, but she regenerated herself with her ninja art and tomic body. She managed to survive thanks to that, but it wasn't a perfect skill, and she couldn't carry on with battle because of her excessive use of that energy. Or because of her... excessive use of energy. Hang on, let's see.
体内の虫を消費して発動する。体の修復、消滅させられた箇所の再生となると、それだけ多くの虫を消費することが分かった。
I recognize a few words in there, but she said there's Hatsudo in there, which means activate, but it's fine, I guess.
それに体内で飼える虫の数にも限界があるから無制限に修復できるわけでもない。手足のいくつかを消滅させられてやっと気づくあたり、昔の私は本当に忍法に対する知識が少なかったよ。
She talked to herself in the mirror. If she knew the effects of her ninja art better in the past, would it have made a difference?
くだらない。
The answer to that question was always no. Even if she'd pushed her limits and trained herself, it wouldn't have changed a thing. Or it wouldn't change a thing. Feeling regret and frustration, she slipped into the past, reliving her time as a Taimanin because of the snug feeling of the suit. After surviving the attack from Edwin Black, Basara lived on with hatred toward Nomad and Gosha's Taimanins. Nomad because they destroyed the Kokawa clan. Moreover, a faction Nomad was led by Kokawa Oboro, a member of the Kokawa clan who had betrayed the main clan and sided with Nomad. She swore that the traitor would be killed on sight. As for Gosha, after Edwin Black's attack, he took away the heir who was supposed to lead the restoration of the clan, accelerating its collapse. That was something she could never forgive. They even led the heir to face the Edwin Black alone. Could Igawa Asagi really have been unable to stop the child's rampage? Impossible. They just wanted to kill that child. After leaving Kokawa behind, the Taimanin Gosha would have thought about how to divide the remaining clan assets and people. She couldn't forgive them from doing so. But at the same time, Nata Basara was still a Taimanin of the Kokawa clan. When Lan spoke of disguising as a Taimanin, Basara truly hated that, but she didn't reject. She couldn't. Basara asked herself, then washed her face with cold water, as if to forget she had just asked. Her expression, stiff with tension and anger, calmed down a bit. After a few more splashes, her face returned to her normal self, a tired-looking face but with less anger. Okay, I guess this is fine. She says Hide Kao. So that'd be a horrible face. Or an unsightly face, something like that. After the annihilation of the Kokawa clan, Basara gathered Taimanins related to the clan who didn't join Gosha or Nomad and joined the Chinese Union instead. That was why she moved in the dark for the Chinese Union. But still, she was ordered to act like a former Taimanin, getting a few missions that required her Taima suit. Basara didn't get too obsessed with her emotions, but it was mentally harassing her to be in the same clothes as the organization she hated. Even so, she felt comfortable. It was as if she was back in a time where she was not to Basara, the high-ranking ninja of the Kokawa clan. She looked like Gosha's Taimanin, which she abhorred, but also like a Kokawa Taimanin she missed. Every time she was told to be a Taimanin for a mission, she felt this sort of mixed feeling. She muttered to herself in her normal, uncaring, tired, and somewhat depressed voice. She couldn't run from the fact that she was a Taimanin. Basara sighed deeply and looked in the mirror. Her eyes were that of a dead man, deep, dark, and emotionless. The most horrid face she could see every day. And with that, Basara left the safe house with heavy footsteps, but without hesitation. Kinda makes you feel for her. Oh, what a picture. A day when no missions awaited. Fumo was killing time in the library, reading a book related to the history of the Taimanins. It wasn't because he had anything specific in mind. It was merely because he wouldn't be able to focus on games even if he went home. Since Tokiko's at home today, it was already too late to go out to Miyazaki City. Nowadays, coexistence is possible to some extent, and there are even regions where where demons have formed a society. But it says that in the past, there were no such regions, and they simply ran wild with physical abilities surpassing those of humans. Before the Taimanins were organized, the demons ran wild. The ancient documents with such a radical error recorded strongly stimulated Fuma's intellect. There, Fuma heads to an ancient documents section to find more information about the history of Taimanin. However, this is a library that is also open to the general public. There are no radical items and only books containing information convenient for Taimanins and humanity, which is understandable. Still, one can't help but dwell on the past, or their past. Muttering to himself, Fumo was about to return to his seat with a few old books with eye-catching titles in hand. In that moment, he noticed a single scrap of paper tucked between pages of an old book fluttering down. Thinking so, he picked up and noticed a map-like drawing on the front of the paper. Out of professional habit, he inadvertently ended up gathering all the information that could be obtained from that single scrap of paper. When he flipped the paper over, there was writing on it. Oh no, he's aware. Fuma visualized the map of Gosha in his mind and overlaid it with the map drawn on the paper. The paper itself was worn, and Fuma guessed it had been drawn in an earlier area, before modern maps became the norm. Besides, Fuma muttered and took out his mobile device to gather companions to join him on this adventure. That night, a man in a school uniform who had secretly climbed over the fence at the back of the school muttered, "Of course it's Fuma Kotaro." He tried inviting Habiko and Shikanosuke. But it seems the two of them will be away from Gosha Village for a few days because they have a mission starting today, of all times. First, just in case, Fuma put on a Taimanin suit under her school uniform and looked around. Of course, there was no sign of anyone. Stories like these are all about timing. The first one to solve the mystery has the right to spread them. With the anticipation of wanting to be the first to know this place's secret before someone else figures it out, Fuma chose to act alone. He's such a teenager. Or maybe it'll be a dud with trivial content. Still, that'd be interesting in its own way, though. With the anything is fine as long as it's fun mindset typical of a student, Fuma headed toward the location indicated by the map. Suppressing his presence and making no sound, Fuma clearly didn't forget his conduct as a Taimanin, even while being full of excitement. At a distance from him, a lone shadow stood. The shadow monitored Fuma's movements, and upon confirming that an old map was in Fuma's hand, it smirked and followed after him. Admiring how this hiding place took human psychology into account, Fuma carefully examined the map once more. Only a map was drawn on the paper, and the specific locations were not specified. Even the written words only say if you go here you can learn the secret of Gosha Academy, so they can hardly be called a hint. The essence of any search is to go out and find it yourself. Keeping that in mind, Fuma chose to begin by looking around on his own. But he searched the grounds for 10 odd minutes, but couldn't find anything that could be called a secret. Having trained as a Taimanin, his night vision was superior to that of an ordinary person, but there are still limits to searching in the dark of night. Immediately uttering words of weakness, Fuma sighed. Just as he turned to head back with such thoughts, he locked eyes with it. Without making a sound, without assuming a defensive stance, without faltering his breathing. It was a miracle that he showed no sign on his face. There was a mysterious figure dressed in eerie attire, unlike anything seen before. And above all, a presence so dangerous it didn't seem human. Without voicing his question or changing his expression, he tried to gather information about the figure with just an eye movement. As soon as he reached the conclusion, the intruder stepped forward before Fuma could even move. It was a low voice, an androgynous voice that made it hard to tell if it was a man or a woman. It was difficult to even judge whether the voice had been intentionally altered or if it was just naturally like that. Okay. Androgynous voice that made it hard to tell if it was a man or a woman. It's very easy to tell it's a woman because you have two things right here that are a sign that it's a woman. Okay? As he shouted to keep the intruder at bay, he noticed that his voice was stiff, surprising even himself. He was tense without realizing it. He could feel his body stiffening. A stiff body meant that his reactions were that much slower. The intruder must have sensed Fuma's condition through his voice. Seeing Fuma unable to move, the intruder laughed. But neither shame nor anger arose. Instead, he felt the threat to his life first. Oh my god, this is worse than the Leonia event. The Shayna Leonia event from Alchemist Code. Let me see if I can show that after stream. Or not after stream. The intruder's steps were slow. It was hard to tell if they were being cautious of Fuma, or if that was just how they normally acted. However, even with slow steps, the distance was short. There was no time to be lost in thought. Fuma decided on his course of action, took off his school uniform jacket and revealed the Taimanin suit he wore underneath. The suit he had prepared just in case felt very reliable now. Did he really need to take off his uniform for that? Fuma decided on his move and adjusted his grip on his weapon. Feigning his stance made it look like he was ready for a fight. Fuma deliberately made the first aggressive move. Strike first will win. If you don't know your opponent, the standard tactic is to face him with full power from the start. Fuma's spirited shout echoed through the darkness of the night. The ninja sword he swung down with great force did not actually hit the intruder. Would they block the lethal attack or dodge it? It was a gamble, but the opponent blocked it. The reason was simple. In terms of physique, Fuma had the advantage. Height, build, and probably in weight too. The possibility of blocking a full power attack head-on from such an opponent was low. Fuma predicted that they would intentionally block it to show off the difference in their power, and he was right. As they clashed head-on, the ninja sword let out a sharp sound, but that was all. The weapon wouldn't budge from where it was blocked. Maintaining the momentum of his swing, he closed in on the intruder and delivered a body slam with all his weight and the force of his charge. This is no time to be cautious. Even at the cost of his own balance, he forces his opponent back several steps. Pushing the opponent away with his physical build, Fuma went back the way he had come. It was because that path was the shortest route to Gosha Academy. Fuma focused on escaping his plan and headed toward his destination without looking back. However, the assailant who should have been shaken off caught up to Fuma at tremendous speed. He was caught up in an instant. Sensing a presence behind him, Fuma tried to look back. As he was marveling at the physical prowess, he was embraced from behind, arms wrapped around his neck. Fuma struggled to escape, but he was completely pinned down and rendered unable to move. When he read The Secret of Gosha Academy, he figured it was just something like a school of 7 mysteries or a test of courage. He didn't think such a threat was hidden in Gosha, the Taimanin's headquarters. He knew that his opponent was strong, but didn't think there would be such a gap in their skills. Fuma gritted his teeth at his own clumsiness, tried desperately to break free from the restraints, but he couldn't budge. Through the contact of the skin, he felt the overwhelming gap in strength, presence, and skill. The opponent was likely far more experienced as well. Fuma felt that crushing pressure to his very core. At the low voice whispering in his ear, Fuma steeled himself. One last blow. With that resolve, he tightened his grip on the ninja sword. Doshio. I don't think that's correct. Doshio. Isn't Doshio too bad? Doshio kana. How do you want it done? Okay, so what should I do? Okay, it's okay, it's fine. What should I do versus how do you want it done? I mean, what should I do is more proactive, I guess. As Fuma voiced his resolve, the figure behind him chuckled.
落ち着け。私がわからないのか？
何？お前がその五社学園の秘密じゃないのか？
As Fuma questions, the arms wrapped around the neck loosened, but not completely. The opponent seemed to have no intention of letting him go. After saying that, the person who was holding Fuma from behind took off their mask and revealed their identity. Upon her words, Fuma remembered that he was in a restricted area. Kamimura Azuma is the teacher of the academy, but she is also well known as a delinquent teacher and a thug. She always has a cigarette in her mouth, speaks roughly, and lets her fist do the talking. Despite this, she is quite popular among the students in her own way, since she takes good care of others and is highly capable, but... Yes. As the arm around his neck tightened, Fuma asked again, genuinely not understanding the meaning.
だってお前ここは女子寮の近くだぞ
Oh. Oh, that's why.
男子禁制見つかったら退学直行でもないなまあまあガチでひどいお仕置きは覚悟してるよな
So the secret to Gosha Academy was just an easy view into the girls' dormitory.
はあ
Huh?
女子寮そういえば確かこの近くに五社学園の女子寮がある
Fuma had been so distracted by the words Academy's secret that he had completely forgotten what was in this area. Or rather, he hadn't bothered to remember it in the first place since it was a place that had nothing to do with his own academy life.
男子立ち入り禁止になってる女子寮の近くでタイマニンスーツまで用意した男が一人でコソコソやってるんだそりゃ捕まえるよな
誤解です
When Fuma desperately denied it, Asuma burst out laughing.
まあその顔を見ればわざわざ知ってるのに来たって感じじゃないよな
Yeah, she understands.
お前は頭がいいし芸も上手だしなそうやって嘘をついてる可能性もあるよな
違いますって俺はただ怪しい地図を見つけてここで魔の者が何か企んでるんじゃないかって思って
五社の敷地内でか
Demonic presence planning something in Gosha.
それは大体そんな格好してたら誰だって疑いますよ
What Fuma pointed out was Asuma's attire. Her face was hidden by a mask and her physique was hard to discern. I mean, I guess she has a cloak here. Okay, I'll give it a pass. She has a cloak here. Furthermore, it was night. It was a time of day when visual information was naturally lacking.
これかあんたが怪しいことをしてるなーって思って演劇部の備品から適当に借りてきたんだ
最初からバレてたのかよ
Shouting that sincerely, Fuma slumped his shoulders.
いうか演劇部の備品ってそりゃ道理で見覚えのない服だったわけだ
んで本当は女子寮の敷地内に近づいて何をしようとしてたんだ
先に考えていた言い訳が使えなさそうだ
He had prepared an excuse in advance to justify the risk of trespassing into a restricted area in the middle of the night. The excuse that he came to pick up documents he prepared for the commanding the task force won't work right now.
言い方あいえさっき言ったみたいに古い地図を見つけてそこに書かれていた五社の秘密ってのを探しに来たんですよ
それでさっき秘密がどうこう言ってたのか
Hearing the reason, Asuma snorted.
特務中隊の隊長にまでなったやつがこんないたずらに乗るなよ
I mean, it's pretty harmless, all things considered, so.
いたず
だってその秘密って女子寮の敷地内のことだろその区画に何があるか考えれば簡単に予想できることだろうが
Fuma slumped his shoulders, unable to retort after hearing Asuma.
それにしてもこんな昔から、はあ、男ってのはどうしてこうもバカバカしいことばかり考えるのかね面倒事は起こしてくれるなよ多感な青少年くん
Having nothing to say, Fuma bowed his head.
今回だけは見逃していただけませんか
速攻だな少しはプライドとかないのか
そんなのありません
いっそすがすがしいなったく
Asuma placed a hand on Fuma's shoulders, feeling beyond pitiful towards him.
わかった初犯だし
先生。
でもその地図は没収な。一体誰がこんなくだらないいたずらを思いついたんだか。
It's probably her.
ですよね。バカですよ、バカ。
それに乗せられたあんたは大バカだけどな。それじゃ寄り道しないでまっすぐ帰れよ。次に見つけたら直で校長に報告するからな。
それじゃあ失礼します。
Bowing his head deeply like a thug groveling before his boss, Fuma immediately took to his heels.
助かった。
He said Tascata, so it should be said I'm saved or I'm safe or something like that. Although a shred of anxiety remained in his heart, this incident was entirely his own mistake. To forget his anxiety, Fuma headed back home at full speed.
この私がその程度で許すわけねえだろ。
Fuma didn't hear her last words. Afterwards, Fuma, who had snuck out of the house in the middle of the night, was caught by Tokiko, who was awake for some reason and was severely scolded. And from the next day, he received a very terrifying punishment under the pretext of discipline from Murasaki, who knew about his trespassing onto the school grounds in the middle of the night for some reason. When Hebiko and Shika Nosuke returned from their mission, Fuma ended up being the subject of their concern, and rumors soon began to circulate about what his secret Gosho Academy could have been, something terrifying enough to almost change his personality. He just got thrashed by Ozma indirectly, but he still got thrashed. Now, what I wanted to bring up. Let's see. Let's open up Windows Explorer.
お疲れ様。
So, let's see. Open up game assets. This part? Oh, what the heck? I don't want to do that. This part reminded me of a scene from Alchemist Code. Which, let me see if I can pull that up real quick. I just need to find the screenshots. Pretty sure I have the screenshots here somewhere. I don't have them here. Where is it? Oh wait, maybe it's here? Aha, I found it. Hell yeah. Let me see if this...
うんお
let's see here. Don't save. This part's really funny to me because Leonia is one of my favorite characters in Alchemist Code, and they say that Leonia was working for Shayna at this point in the story, and they confuse her for a man, despite the fact that she's got two noticeable things that betray the fact that she is a woman. They're very noticeable. As you can see, she's not even wearing a bra. And she's not even hiding them either. Okay. Alright. That's enough for today. We're doing Eternal Lore again tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be fine. It might be kind of lame because I think I need to grind a bit in Eternal Lore, so... I might grind tonight. Actually, no, I have to forward launch with Fudge. Okay. Okay, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Let's send you somewhere fun. Who is streaming right now? Can I send you somewhere? Otakoton is streaming right now, so you're going to Otakoton.